Yeah, hi there. These comments are for R, and this is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you're one of my online students, and you've also paid to have the additional service, the error correction service, to go over your essay. Now, if I remember correctly, to get put this in the proper context, you already answered this question once before. However, you didn't organize around the writing assignment where you compare, as it says, it's generally agreed that society benefits from the work of its members. Compare the contributions of artists to society with the contributions of scientists to society. And I think this is the part of the writing assignment you missed right there. But you did say which type of contribution you think is valued more by society, so you organized your writing more around the second part of the writing assignment as opposed to addressing both aspects of the task. So I think this time I have good news. I think that you did what you needed to do. So let's take a look. At every career in our lives, we find specialists. I'm going to say who here. You're talking about people, right? Who add a great value for humans. For example, artists and scientists have, I'm going to say, have made their contributions to society. We can compare and observe each contribution according to the most useful group ones. I don't know. How about according to I think you're getting your word order mixed up. Each group according to their respective contributions. We can find many scientists. Problem is here you have can and do, so you need to use who as an adjective clause so you don't have two different verbs in the main clause there. We can find many scientists who do much research, make discoveries. I don't create contributions, I don't think. How about the word maybe inventions maybe? On the other hand, artists have their attractive colors and designs adorning a wide range of buildings in many cities. First, scientists have benefited society. Yes. Now you're organizing what you're trying to do here. So you're not taking your position directly. You're starting with scientists. Okay, scientists have benefited society. I would say in. It almost sounds like you're trying to use passive voice here, but you don't need that. Have benefited society in many ways. Their discoveries have contributed to agriculture, medicine, and technology. Also, scientists have a great point of view to deal with the world's problems. I don't know, how about have been able to solve world's problems such as poverty. See, this is where you're going to get a lower score. You're still talking in general terms, but using Newton and Einstein are actually very important there. But I'm going to just give you a little bit more detail here. Poverty. How about global warming and energy Consumption. Now we could go on and on, right? Forever naming things, but we don't want to do that. You just do it a little bit to show that you have pretty good command of vocabulary, and you can come up with some specifics when you need it. They have found many possible solutions for the most difficult problems in many fields. See, you're still talking in general terms, but you're in the middle of the paragraph. Don't give me a salad now. I want a meal. You got to give me some meat here, something that I can digest and I can eat. So I don't think this is going to work very well. But bringing up Newton, I think, is very important. You might say something like this. For example, Newton postulated theories leading to a better understanding of gravity and the universe. And Einstein through his theory of relativity time and space. Their theories are still effective helping us understand what was hidden before. There you go. So now we're good. Okay, we got it. So if you bring up Newton or you bring up Einstein, you probably have to give something specific about these two people. Or don't bring them up at all, or bring up two other people. Okay, so let's take a look at this paragraph. First, scientists have benefited society in many ways. Their discoveries have contributed to agriculture, medicine, and technology. Also, scientists have been able to solve the world's problems such as poverty, global warming, and energy consumption. For example, Newton postulated theories leading to a better understanding of gravity and the universe, and Einstein, through his theory of relativity, probably put a comma here, set that prepositional phrase apart from the rest of the sentence, and Einstein, through his theory of relativity, helped us to better understand the relationship between time and space. Their theories are still effective in helping us understand what was hidden before. Are trying to make, I'm just going to say this is a little bit wordy, just say make. Second, artists make effective contributions to many magnificent museums worldwide, which people, you want to make this a little more formal, check this out, with which people can become familiar and have access to. Actually, we can't imagine all the effective touches referred to art or evoke admiration especially statues that appear in every country and reflect its culture. Of course, every artist has his own style, such as Michelangelo. Believing that the Constitution of any country must be written by politicians, we must realize that the Constitution of the United States was written by many types of people, including artists. Pretty good development actually on this paragraph. I didn't have to add too much here, so I think this is working pretty well here. So you talk about Michelangelo a little bit. Alright, let's get to the next one. In my opinion, we can find a way to live without scientists because in every career we can find specialists. I think that history can proceed without scientists, but it's impossible to do the same without artists because of their historical contributions and attractive acts. So this kind of restates what you're saying here. So this one is actually pretty good. So I made some changes, not a lot. So obviously the fewer changes I have to make to the writing, the higher you're going to score. So let's take a look at what you would get with this particular essay. Okay, let's go online. Take a look at the rubrics for the independent writing tasks. Interesting enough. It's going to be very close with this one. So it addresses the topic and task using somewhat developed explanations, examples, and details. Has unity, progression, and coherence. However, it is sometimes it is difficult to understand the connection of your ideas. Your essay has some problems with sentence formation and word choice that makes your ideas and meaning unclear, has accurate but limited range of sentence structures and vocabulary. So I think you fit in the three area here. Your essay is organized. So I'm not saying this. I can understand what you're actually saying here. So, but it only has to have one or more of the following problems, right? So you could probably develop ideas a little bit more. Maybe if you go to the very last paragraph, let's take a look at it. We can find a way to live without scientists. We can find, I think the history can proceed without scientists, but it is impossible to do the same without artists because of their historical contributions and attractive acts. Now I guess it's okay. So let's go back to the rubrics one more time. I don't know. I'm going to probably put you right now at, I'm going to put you at between 3.5 and 3.75. So your essay will score right now between 22 and 24 points out of 30, I think, based on what I just read.